No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. We're going all the way so you can score more for your trade-in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV today. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
It's time for the Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News.
Hey, how we doing, Bronco Nation? Welcome on into the James Kitchen and Bar. Hopefully you can hear us okay. Let us know. I think we're okay on the audio, the video. Let us know if you can hear us okay. We got Brad Bedell. We got Kent Riddle, both former Boise State assistant coaches, and they waited around. I appreciate you guys. Wanted to make sure our friends from Circa Resort and Casino got airborne. They're on their way. They had a great trip, and can't wait to tell you guys more about that. But
did you hold their hand? Did you don't think
I didn't
you're
need to
not
hold
going
their
to get?
Well, you know what? We were. I found out. This first time I had to deal with traffic in a vehicle, and they were right there about to pull out of the facility, and they were 10 feet from being right here on Broadway, and we had to go all the way around. And that took an extra 30 minutes.
For crying out
loud. And then
loud.
we got some pizzas, though, from the James Forum. They're eating pizza right now on the flight back from the James. Some great food. They got some drinks over there at the gas station. So, they are airborne, and we had a great time. We appreciate them coming.
For the record, that's the last thing they needed was another drink.
They did. They bought like 3 12-packs over there. Yes. They've been
Vegas.
drinking for 8 hours.
Vegas.
Yes.
You gotta love Vegas.
But they had. I mean,
shout out to those guys for coming in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, those guys were awesome. Darcy,
Hey,
Aaron,
Tyler, the whole crew.
yeah.
Yep.
Hey, stop saying it. I'm gonna say it. If you guys don't go to the Circa, the next time you go to Las Vegas, you guys smoke dope. That's a fact. Hey, and if you do smoke dope,
yes,
go by the pool.
It was a great time. Me and Rid were just hanging out at the pool last week at Stadium Swim there. So
I'll tell you right now, it is the spot. And hey, for the record, before we get in this game, which hey, let's talk about it. It's an ass kicking, right? So yes, I split face cards. Yes, I took 4,500 from them when I split face cards.
I have video of you talking to the owner.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so everybody that's there, yes, I'll say in the camera, I took a lot of money from them. But I found out the true percentages, It's not good. So don't split face cards.
They convince you. They said,
no, I'm splitting that shit.
All I heard was when you were telling them the whole thing, they said, "Oh, we love you splitting face cards."
Yeah,
and that's all.
like,
when a casino loves you splitting face cards, that's all I need to know. That it's not the
director of operations. When he said, "Hey, a blind squirrel gets a nut every now and then," that's when I said, "You know what? I'm going to split face cards."
Yes.
Yeah, screw these guys.
And I know you get.
Might be your day.
Hey, the other assholes that don't split face cards are paying for everything else in Vegas. So you might as well take a shot. It's called gambling for a reason.
Yes.
And take my money if you want to take my money.
But I will just say this to finish this. The fact that those guys, multi-millionaire casino owner, gave up his Friday to fly to Boise, Idaho and hang out with us and go to the game. And it's a pretty cool deal. So thank you to everyone that stayed at Circa. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
I believe it's a B with a billion.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. I peeked onto their private jet before I said bye to them, and there was couches and shit. It was nice.
Yeah,
it was very nice. Yes.
Just to have those people come up here, care that much about Boise State.
Yeah.
Phenomenal deal.
And Spencer took time on the game day to meet with him. I don't know what I'm supposed to say or not, but Spencer sat with him for 10 minutes in their office. Leon,
it's an ass whipping.
Leon invited him.
Doesn't matter.
They went to basketball practice. Leon brought him in there, and they hung out. And I will say this: Derek Stevens, he went 1 for 7 on layups. He might be a millionaire, but it took him 7 shots to make a layup. We got video. We can.
Told me he was.
He sucks. He sucks.
Wilbo might have hit a 3. I'm not sure. Yes.
He sucks.
But it's like those guys came up here.
Yeah.
Whether Spence, not surprising, Spence took time to visit with those guys. Yeah.
I mean,
and this has been a day that I've been looking for. I know you give me shit, but I've been looking forward to this day for a long time, and it's pretty cool. These guys wanted to come all the way up here and hang out and go to a game on the blue. And Cody Gogler and everybody at Boise State, kudos, thank you for helping them out. And yeah, next time you go down to Vegas, go stay at Circa. It's a pretty big deal. Like the owner of Circa flew on a private jet to come watch the game tonight. It is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm.
All right, yeah, we're here. We are. We got
so BJ just paid for the vacuum cleaner because he's about to say that he escorted him.
Someone said I said shit, so I guess one of my first cuss words on the show, I guess. So apologize for that. We would have started.
We're apologizing for
that's
shit.
What somebody
now?
said. I don't know. We might be a long night. Yes.
I'm not
24. Let's move on to the game. No, but we went about like we thought it would. 56-24.
Not me.
Okay, you thought it'd be a little closer. You did.
I said that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I thought
he had 140 yards.
Which the guys from Vegas needed 182, so they were a little disappointed that it's. But again, second game in a row where it's a quote unquote bad game when he has 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like
average per carry went up
4.9. Yes.
4.9.
Yep.
So that 4.9, any 4-yard carry is a good night, right? But hey, it's another night, right? And hey, Prater, sorry, Prater, that's a 300-yard night, Prater. That's
one of the big deals. Everybody wants to make the awards now. It's not now. It's at the end of the year. Like we got 7 weeks. BJ.
Yeah,
I'm counting on you to tell me.
The first 2 minutes your mic was muted, by the way. It was just me and Brad. For what, in the season?
Yeah.
Are you going playoff? You going championship? Yeah. How far are we going here?
The Heisman's before the playoff. Right?
They're now, what are they, 7? They got 4 games left? They're hosting Nevada next week at San Jose, at Wyoming, Oregon State. So they're 7-1 with 4 games left here.
Okay. And that's all anybody's.
And Ashton has what now, 14 plus?
Yeah, he's. He had 149 yards. People look at the carries maybe and say it took him another
31. But it doesn't matter, right?
But what was his longest rush again tonight? Because it didn't seem like he had the one.
35, I think.
He did have the 35, but for the most part, that's a second game in a row where they really were just. He was getting 4, 5, 6 really tough yards right there in the middle. He was getting
4, 5, 6 really sucks.
Yeah, but it's tough running, right? But
I'm just saying the first several games it was 50, 50, 60, whatever. What
was their biggest pass play?
The other team?
No, Boise State.
Oh, Boise State. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I'll look it up. Madsen at 307 yards, 4 touchdowns.
So and explosive. So this is my deal about all this thing. Everyone wants a Heisman. I get it. I think it would be awesome for Boise State to win a Heisman. Guys, stop. Right? So what's more important? Put it in the comments. I'm going to challenge anybody who's still up. Put it in the comments. Is the Heisman more important, or is winning to get to the playoff more important? Because we've talked about a young man who is up for the Heisman, right? And he's a Heisman finalist. Do I know he's going to win it? No. If anybody who says that he's going to win it is a liar, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But what you can't control, Rid, is winning, right? Absolutely. And they're controlling winning. And if that takes Maddux to throw for 300, it's all that matters. It is a team sport, guys, and it's a team sport.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah,
but it's not like getting into the finals or into the championship or whatever. But like they want to win the whole thing.
Win it.
Because there's no reason they can't.
Hey, if you don't win anything, you're out. You're out. You're not in the playoff. You're out. It's win now.
Nobody wants to be second.
Exactly. You know what? I like to think of it as the first loser.
You and Will Ferrell.
Yeah, you're a loser. You're out of it. You're a loser. And we could say that like expectations are expectations, right? A conference title is a conference title. I appreciate it. But if you don't win, if you don't beat San Diego State, if you don't beat UNLV, you're not a conference title winner. And if you're not a conference title winner, you don't have a shot at shit.
And you know what? Is it next week the Army Notre Dame game?
Yes.
That game matters more than probably anything else. Because if somehow Army beats Notre Dame,
here we go.
And then
I think Boise State would just get at large. They're still in. I don't think Boise State would get left out.
They're not taking 2 G5s.
You don't think so?
No.
If Boise State's 12-1 with a 3-point loss to Oregon.
No.
I think they should.
I'm not saying should.
Let's not leave it to a chance.
No, because
I'm just telling you,
because these dickheads will take a 2
Army,
SEC
Notre
or 3 SEC. Sorry, it's not an F-bomb.
Army Notre Dame.
Army. Right? I'm sorry, Red. It's not. I didn't say an F-bomb. I said dickhead. It's this. They're going to take 2 or 3 SEC teams or Big Ten teams. It's the G5 stigma, and I don't agree with it, and nor will I ever agree with it.
That's my point. Army Notre Dame, I think, will define.
I agree
where everything goes.
I agree. I'm with you. And you know what? Boise right now continues to win. They control their own destiny. I hate that term. I think it sucks. But win. Put the Heisman. The Heisman's not on the back burner, guys. We're not talking about this. The young man still had 140-some yards, 4.8, 4.9 yards a carry.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. If they lose and he has 79 yards a carry, he's not going to win it, guys, because he is coming on a losing G5 team. That's the way it is in life. If you don't win, your players don't get the accolades.
Okay.
Facts.
He had the 35-yarder, but again, for the second game in a row, and again, nothing wrong with this, but we're used to seeing him breaking these big, long runs. We didn't see a lot of that again tonight. What is it? Just San Diego State putting 9 guys in the box?
No,
yes.
I watched it. No.
Okay. What'd you see?
It. It's 2. This is what happened tonight, and I'll tell it to you. It's the second week in a row that you had a defense coming to willing to tackle. They tackled well. They tried to spread them out. Linebackers made plays. Second levels made plays. The third level fit it just right. Those things, it's the second week in a row. I love the kid. He didn't break it. And if he breaks it, it's a touchdown. He didn't break it. Jeanty didn't break it. And it's not a shot to him. He's a phenomenal running back. It just comes down to the matter of it's a shoestring tackle. He tripped on his own foot on the 35.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Okay.
And if he doesn't trip over his own feet, it's a touchdown. It's just those things right now that shoestring tackle that he was breaking before, he's not breaking right now. And he's not. That's what I saw.
I think it'll work itself out over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I agree.
Get a couple of those. But
Well, again, we're talking about a quote-unquote bad game for Ashton Jeanty. 149 rushing yards, 31 carries. That's the third straight game, though, Brad, where he had to go over 30 carries. And again, part of that is there's no one else behind him. They're dealing with some serious, running back lack of depth, I guess, with some of these guys being out. But 31 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns for Ashton Jeanty tonight. You mentioned the 4.8 yards per carry, but let's talk about Maddux Madsen, the quarterback tonight. This is a guy that we've talked about from the beginning of the season. I'll say it, a polarizing figure in terms of fans. Some people love him. There's a small faction out there, maybe not tonight, but going into the game, at least, there's some folks that would still, for whatever reason, don't like him, wanted Malachi Nelson, whatever. But the best game of Maddux Madsen's career, 24 of 32, completes 75% of his passes for 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, a rating of 196.8. And again, especially early in the game, Rid, they were not going to let Ashton Jeanty beat him, and so Dirk Cutter said, okay, play action.
Seems good to me.
Yeah, we'll get the pass going.
Yeah, seems good to me.
Spread them out, open the field, right?
Yeah.
Spread them out, open the field.
And I think that's like going back to 14 or whatever. Like the best passes we had were when we knew everyone was in the box, one-on-one, like throw it to the guys. I think that's where we're at.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. For all you doubters, I've been saying it on every Wednesday, and I've been fighting this till I was blue in the face. Stop doubting the kid. The guy is a winner. I almost dropped it, but I didn't. You'd be proud of me.
Thank you.
I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not hearing the argument anymore. Hey, Malachi came in, he was 2 for 2 in that situation, right? And I refuse to even have an argument of a kid that comes in. They try to make Boise State one-dimensional, which they tried. To some extent, the doubters and all that want to say they succeeded. At 4.9 yards, you didn't succeed. Stop. So they did not make them one-dimensional. Well, they tried to play man, try to play one high, try to do this, try to do that. Stop. 300 yards, first 300-yard game, 4 TDs. Capel's unbelievable night. Long, it got open. Tight ends involved. Camper involved. So there's a multiple facet of this game on offense that they won. And I think that is so important for everybody that's coming into next week. And we'll get to that later. I know that. But it gives another. And how about this one? And there's going to be some stuff talked about this. I'm sorry. It's 42 to, I think, 10 or something like that. And they called a reverse.
And a fake punt, too, at one point. Yeah.
Hey, for everybody that's saying, oh, that's BS, that's this, that's that, it's let's give somebody else a little taste, a little bit like this is what we got in our offense. So you think that this formation, we got a little something for you? Guess what? We're going to drop the middle finger on you. You go, we got something else.
That was absolutely for the next group.
No, that is for Choate saying, okay, keep studying, and we got something for you.
541 yards, though, for Boise State of offense tonight. San Diego State just 256, and a lot of that came on that last drive when they scored with, 30 seconds left in the game. Boise State dominating this game. They were up 21-0 after the first quarter. They continued to push the lead, and again, every step of the way is in Boise State's favor tonight. 322 passing yards, 219 rushing yards for Boise State. But the one that we talked about on the pregame show, time of possession, it ended up being a little better for San Diego State just because of the last drive, but it was 30. I looked up at one point, it was 34 to 10 or something. It ended up.
I told you that
39 to 20 was the final number.
I told you San Diego State had no chance because that's not how they're built.
No, but the time of possession's a misnomer in this because I've been a part of an offense like this at Baylor. And they don't care about time of possession because it's go. It's get up, snap the ball as fast as we can, snap the ball as fast as we can. If you go 3 and out, that's 40 seconds? So they don't care about that. And so the time of possession, they're an explosive-based offense that wants to get the first down and then really put it on you with up tempo. That just didn't work. They had a lot of 3 and outs, like Rid said. Rid, you predicted it. Pick six.
I actually did call it.
You did. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. But when you do that, when you jump on somebody so fast, it's like the kids on the side that are like, all right, what do you want us to do now? Because you didn't tell us this was going to happen.
Well, I'm sitting on the sidelines with the guys from Circa, and Boise State defense gets a 3 and out, I think, right away, and then the offense comes right down and scores, and then they score again, and then the pick 6, and it's 21-0 after the first quarter. I mean, it was over pretty early tonight.
Go Broncos.
I believe that's.
I mean, it's what we. I mean,
I didn't. Not me.
I know.
Not me.
You did think it was going to be a little closer. The spread was what, 23-24.
Yeah. I just don't want to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
24.5 is what it kicked off.
So what does it say about Boise State then? They come in here and absolutely demolish this team. You thought it might be close.
It says San Diego State sucks.
I saw their charter, by the way, when I took the Circa guys back out there on the tarmac. They have the Alaska flight back to San Diego waiting for them. Well, they weren't there yet. I just saw the plane waiting for them, but
they flew Alaska.
They're on Alaska. Yeah,
it's not Sun Country.
I don't think so. They had unless it was a different Alaska flight waiting for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Kudos to their DFO.
But again, 56-24, and again, we talked about this on the pregame show this morning. But like every game, it's just going to be how do you motivate yourself? How do you win? How do you keep pushing forward? And now this college football playoff committee. They're going to have their first rankings come out on Tuesday, and this is a nice statement for Boise State to make here.
On Tuesday?
I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Not sure.
And this is a fair question.
Yes.
I'm not trying to drag it out, whatever. This is not going to sound very good, but it's not going to be an F-bomb.
Okay.
Is the fake reverses, is all that stuff to add on because it's kind of coming out Tuesday?
They want to make a final impression on the playoff committee here?
Let's be argumentative. Let's score as many points as we can and steal a possession.
What do you guys think on the chat? Let us know the final score, the fake punt pushing the score there. Was that trying to get style points for the committee, or what you guys?
I'm not saying. I'm asking.
I think some of that is style points, but I think a lot of it is don't do anything to us because we got answers.
That's fair. I agree there, but I mean, you got to think at some point Boise has to get the style because they can't have another Power 4 team jump them in that first, right? So this is the situation. Like you can't have at the end of the day they didn't beat enough people by enough points to say, hey, we didn't think in the committee. I can see this guy. So to say, well, Boise on the average of score didn't have enough points differential to put them ahead of Georgia or
BJ's the only guy that can answer this.
That's a rarity. What do we got?
No, the only team that has a chance of jumping Boise would be Army, right? By beating Notre Dame, finishing undefeated.
Like I said, we mentioned. I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way. I don't think it happens. Boise State wins out, and their one loss is 3 points to Oregon. They were in one way or the other.
I agree, but the only chance.
That's fair.
Would be Army undefeated, beating Notre Dame.
Okay.
I wasn't going in that one. I was going the first round bye. I wasn't saying that.
Well, I was talking, and we're in the limo going back to the airport with the Circa guys, and they were talking about all the scenarios.
It
wasn't my limo. I was in their limo. Come on, let's be clear here. I was just making sure they got back okay. But we were having an actual, and they actually said we should have a microphone or something on this because it was a good college football discussion. We were talking about the scenarios for the buys and all that and what could happen. And obviously Boise State, if they want to get the number 4 seed, have to finish higher than the Big 12 champion. So whether it's BYU or Iowa State, I mean, they need those teams to lose games.
Agreed.
Which they will.
But
I don't know if BYU loses.
Can they get to a 5 through 8 though? Can they host a game on the Blue? Any chance?
That's what I was.
Is that
saying.
The goal?
That's
5 through 8.
If you win the table, you hope they lose and they leapfrog somebody.
Would the committee do that though? Would they put a home playoff game on the Blue?
That's what I was saying though. Hold on now.
You know what?
Guys, stop.
They might just because everybody else says they won't.
But that was the style points. That's what I'm freaking getting at. It's the style points. It's like if you can tack on enough points to say the differential between wins and losses was this amount compared to this amount, you got to put Boise ahead of them. And that's why I asked this conversation, the fake punt, the reverse, all that is that what we're getting at? Because guys, I'm sorry, but a G5 needs to dominate. And the score shows. So does that mean Boise's got to put 50 upon the board and hold them to less than 14? Let's just show that example.
Okay.
Now, when at the end of the day, you're not going to have that individual, almost did it again, that individual state like, well, Boise didn't beat anybody big enough. And I know their one big win was Oregon, but Oregon didn't gel, and they beat Ohio State and then blew everybody out after that. So you can't leave excuses. And when you beat somebody the way they won tonight, and the way you beat somebody upon the future means something, in my opinion. And so they don't get leapfrogged. And I guarantee those guys that make those nerds that might make those decisions say, hey, Boise didn't win enough. They didn't win big enough. Yeah. Better decision.
And the first ranking too, they kind of have to plant the seed for the future rankings. Like they can't move a team ahead for no random reason, like in 2 weeks. So they have to kind of. The first one's kind of a big one. The first one's kind of a big one.
The first rankings.
No, I agree there. Great point. Because now everybody who's used to and we're looking at this, everybody right now is saying Boise. What are they? 15.
They were 15 coming into the weekend. 7-1 now.
Hey guys, now those rankings change because now that tag that when you get on ESPN now goes to the college football playoff ranking.
Yep.
So they may go to 15 to 22, but as long as they are high in the highest G5, then you're in good shape. You have to, if anybody wants a home game or a bye, you got to see this. Okay, where are we at compared to the? I think right now it's down to the Big 12 is Iowa State and BYU. Yeah. That's where it comes down to.
And finish undefeated.
And Colorado's a sleeper.
They won't finish undefeated.
Colorado? Well, they've already lost.
BYU.
Yeah. In Colorado, that'll take care of itself because they'll step on their dick.
And you know, in the first iteration, I guess, of these rankings too, you talk about could multiple group of 5 teams could make it? Probably not. Could a group of 5 team get one of the top 4 seeds? Like, is it possible? Yes, but I mean, are they in the first iteration of this? Are they really going to do it? Probably not.
Not the first ranking.
Could Boise State host? Yes. Could Boise State end up hosting a game against a Texas in an 8-9 game or something? Like in the first year of this, you really wonder if they're going to give the group of 5 that much credit. And I hope they do if Boise State deserves it. But let's remember the power brokers that made this thing.
It just has to be better than everyone else.
Yeah. And the other thing is, and I don't know this, and
you better.
BJ, you may know this better than I do, is Texas to get Boise State to play at Texas, at a Penn State, the 100,000 seat stadiums. Where's that money go to?
It's a good question. Because would you rather, if it's an 8-9 game, would you rather have a attendance of? Yeah, I think the pot goes into the pot. I think for the college football playoff. And
do you think that playoff wants a 37,000 seat stadium?
Probably not.
Probably not.
If it's an 8-9 game, that's why I've always said I think Boise State's ceiling, unfortunately, might be number 9. I don't know if they're going to quite get to the spot where they can host the game on the blue.
Unless BYU and Iowa State lose.
Yeah.
Both lose. Yeah. They leapfrog everybody.
Yeah.
This is I am worried, not worried. I don't worry about anything because I don't coach football anymore and it's glorious. I just got to worry about you dicks. But in my opinion, I honestly think, and this is the conspiracy in me, is it's like the NCAA bracket in NCAA basketball. There's always a joke. It's because where's the money going? Where's the money going? And 107 at Texas or 104 at Penn State is a lot more attractive than 37 at Boise State.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no
not
doubt.
a shot at Boise State.
no doubt.
And please don't take it that way. I hope.
I agree.
And I hope that Boise State gets a home game. It would be the greatest thing in college football.
Absolutely.
It would be the greatest thing because it's the purity.
So, but with all that said, I mean, are we expecting them to be number 12 on Tuesday? Are they going to be? Yeah, we're not in the first initial rankings here.
No, I do not expect them to be 12.
Okay.
I expect them to be lower.
Well, they'll be the 12 seed.
Yes.
You think they'll be outside? Yeah, they'll be outside of the top 12. Worse than 12 in terms of the overall rankings, but the 12 seed.
There's no question.
Look at this guy. We got James Ferguson Reynolds. We can't put him on, but we can let him wave to everybody. There he is. Your punter right there. There he is. We can't.
Broncos, baby.
There he is. Go Broncos.
Broncos, baby.
There he is. Good to see James Ferguson Reynolds. And there's the family. There's the family all the way from Hawaii, all the way from down under there. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you
Good to see you.
very much.
Appreciate you guys all the way from Australia. That's pretty cool. The family came here, and I think they're following the rest of the season. But so they're going to be lower than 12, but they'll be the 12 seed.
Yeah.
We don't think they can get higher than 12 in the initial rankings.
No, I think it's totally screwed up.
Yep.
That they're not higher than that. Because let's be honest, if Alabama's only loss was by 3 to Oregon,
Well, what if Ohio State loses tomorrow to Penn State and they have 2 losses? I mean, they're probably still getting in, right? Ohio State with 2 losses.
Well, that's going to take the Big
that's
Ten, but that's going to take the Big Ten taking 3. We don't. You have to assume this, guys.
there's a reason why they
Yeah.
Super Conference.
Exactly. So the SEC, in my opinion, are getting 3. The Big Ten's getting 3. I think that's true. That's 9, right? The G5 gets 1, so that's 10. I think that leaves the Big 12 at 2, and that's a 12-team playoff. I don't see a shot in hell that
The ACC sucks.
awful. Clemson, even better. So then,
They're actually decent.
I'm sorry, I mistake that.
The
That's
rest
my
of
fault.
The
So
rest of the ACC.
yeah, before you guys get in the comments, I forgot the ACC because Florida State's got awful. Anyways, that's what I was saying. So I take that back. So I think right now, with the way NCAA's matched up and the way ESPN controls everything, is that leaves, in my opinion, Big Ten 2, ACC 1, the champion, and Big 12 competitive conference, in my opinion, this year.
All right. Well, we'll get back. Let's get back to the game for just a minute here. But we talked about this, Rid. I mean, San Diego State, their running back Marquez Cooper came in 16 carries, 94 yards. He had 42 yards on 1 rush. So we're talking 15 carries for 50 yards. Other than that 1 40-yard carry.
Let's get out of the we can't count 1 big carry.
The big play. I take
It
that
counts.
shit.
All right. He's
Is it all
5.9 yards per carry for Marquez Cooper.
Good for him.
Overall, though, they went for 101 rushing yards on the game. They went for 155 passing yards on the game. San Diego State goes for
Pick 6.
256 yards for.
Was there a pick 6?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
just saying
What did he go for?
Who are we asking about?
The running back. What did he go for?
16 for 94 and a touchdown.
And how many carries?
16. 5.9 a carry, 94 yards.
So give him.
He had a better yards per carry than Jeanty did.
No, that's where we're different.
He did. I'm just pulling out stats.
Okay, awesome. How many carries do you have?
16.
How many carries did you have?
31.
There's a distinct difference. More carries, less average per carry.
Oh, I'm not saying Cooper's leaving here thinking he's the better back. I mean, he's
think
certainly
he
not,
is.
but
My guy. This guy. My guy. I'm shy.
Look, 541 yards of offense for Boise State, 256 for Sam. I mean, this was in whatever stat you want to look at. This was a total domination in all facets.
Yeah, it's not even close.
All right, so if Ashton runs for 300 next game, then all of a sudden he's back in front, right? All we're doing is week by week
Chasing our tail.
Yeah.
But
So
hold on now. That's the way this. That's the way this goes. That's the way this goes.
it is.
It's the way
it
goes.
is.
I'm sorry, but
they're not going to hand him the ball more times next week.
and when you're down to that kid's whatever, I'll take the San Diego. I'll play devil's advocate, but when you're down that much early, how much are you going to hand the ball off? So let's say they're up, right? and they're going to hand the ball off more.
Do we want to just say, like, who would you rather draft? Marquez Cooper,
that's not even
or
close. That's not even a fair argument. That's not.
No, but I'm saying, like, I mean, do we want to make it that simple?
Yeah, I'd take Jeanty.
I don't think anyone's debating that.
It's not debating it. But I would tell you this,
I'm not
though.
either.
But I would tell you this. It's not. It's like when you're down that much, Rid, you got to throw the ball. And I'm not saying that he's better. He's not better. He's in my opinion, the young man's an average running back.
How about we just actually have two really good players? One happens to be better.
Yeah, there's 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
Well, one's a first teamer, one's a second teamer.
1A and 2A.
Well, one's going to be the player of the year in the conference. The other player of the year is going to be the first team running back. And then you have the other kid at San Diego State who's going to be the second team. So there's not a trophy for the shitheads. He's not as good. And stop with for all you in the comments. I'm not hearing you. The kid's not as good.
I don't think anyone's saying he is. Don't worry about that. Boise State's defense, again, gets 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. Boise State, we've talked about this all season, but goes 7 for 7 in the red zone again as well. Continue to get down there and put points on the board. 9 for 13 on third downs as well for Boise State.
BK's favorite stat.
Oh,
right?
yeah. But how about San Diego State on third down? 2 for 14.
You know why? Because Boise State's really good on third down.
And a lot of those were third and long too. I mean, there were a lot of 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. But you go
third and
you
long.
hold your defense. You hold the other team to 2 for 14 on third down. You're going to win a lot of games.
Well, the other thing is, and I said it
You
too.
like that analysis, Red? Yes.
But
Yes,
but the other thing, what I did say is that Trey White kid's a really good football player. He had a couple tackles for loss, but they really held him down sack wise.
They did.
You know what I mean? I mean, so I don't want to. I mean,
Only 1 sack for San Diego State, and that's I think 7 on the season now. I mean, Boise State's offense just does not give up sacks.
They've been great, and
Not
better than I
only Boise
was.
State's offensive line, but the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a rhythm to everything.
There is.
Get
He's
rid
a
of the ball.
great system. It's a system, and the system's operating high right now. But I want to give. I mean, I hate being a hypocrite, and I love that Trey White kid. I'm a big fan of Trey White, and they really did a great job with who played at right tackle tonight.
They did have some guys out. They were moving guys around.
So that's just another great job. And as an offensive line guy, I give Keene a lot of credit. And they've done a really nice job with the shuffling of that offensive line to continue to do well. And sacks are down, balls out. I get all that. But, I mean, that's a lot of offensive line rotation right there. And I want to give credit where credit's due. And Keene's done a great job. And that O-line's done a great job. And let's give credit where credit's due, guys. I mean,
Killing it.
Before, oh my God. I mean, that's a nightmare having their right tackle out late.
Yeah.
Or I don't know when he was out. They probably know before I would have ever known. But when you talk about that, when you have a tackle out and your slide dictates the formation and your back can't always help you, and they hold the nation's leading sacker did he even have a sack tonight? I don't.
They only
know.
had one as a team. I don't know who had it.
I don't know who had it either. But I know the young man had a couple of tackles for loss, but I'll tell you what, I'll give Keene, that offensive line, a lot of credit.
He did not have anything tonight. It was 2 half a sacks for Clay.
They shut him out.
Yep.
I love it.
Trey White had 2 solo tackles, did have 1 tackle for loss, 2 QB hurries, but no sacks.
Who's arguably the conference defensive player of the year.
Yep.
Arguably. I know everybody wants to say
this O-line, man, more guys keep going out and they continue to keep getting it done. They really do.
I agree. Keene's done a great job.
Okay.
They've gelled well.
Let's talk Nevada and wrap this thing up. Obviously, we're talking about this before the game, but I think there's a good chance. Big noon kickoff, I think, could be here on Saturday. We'll find out the next day and a half what happens, but big noon kickoff. Jeanty had a pretty good game, was healthy. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but my understanding was they just had to, not have him get hurt or have anything go really bad, and they could have a good chance at big noon kickoff. So potentially a 10 a.m. game next week, potentially a big-time audience if, Reggie Bush and everybody is in town next week. We'll talk about that later, but I know Jeff Choate is going to have this team ready to play. And we were at Mountain West Media Days.
The most fired up team ever to come in here.
I agree.
Like they will be ready to play.
The pregame speech of all pregame speeches.
Build it up now.
Yeah.
This is going to be the greatest. We've said Washington State, big game. UNLV, big game. Emotionally, biggest game at Albertson Stadium.
And you know, the thing will be Boise State needs to match that from the other end, because it'll come out, and if Boise State matches it, no issue.
It's domination.
Yeah.
You want a fun story?
Yes.
I'll give you a fun story.
Thank you.
I was recruiting Dallas, Texas, and I just so happened to be at the hotel we stayed at, and one Jeff Choate was at the bar having a salad. I don't know what he was eating. So
What year is this?
20.
Okay.
So he was a Texas.
COVID.
COVID. Yeah, COVID, whatever. So he was not 21, whatever. We went to Auburn. And last person I thought I'd run into was Jeff Choate at Texas. So he's at Texas, and he looked at me, and I met Choate. He's an unbelievable human being. Melts us up, and he goes, "Yeah, I should have got that job." And I'm like, okay. And I got
You were Auburn.
Auburn.
That's 2020s. That's the first of two times that he got passed for the job.
Timeline might be off. It could be.
It was before. It's when Andy got it.
But I mean, he feels he's got passed over multiple times for this job.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Spencer's a no-brainer. It's when Andy got it.
Yep.
And I got yelled at for an hour. Saying I'm Boise. I know that job. I go, I get it, Choate. I get it.
We had him on at Mountain West Media Days down in Las Vegas in July, and ironically enough, Spencer Jeremiah Dickey was like just happened to be in the background on his phone, but me and Mike Sanford asked him flat out, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm an Idaho guy." He talked about it. He goes, "Hey, they gave Dirk Cutter another chance." Like he was pretty salty about it, and that'll come out all week. You know, I'm sure all the comments and stuff. But again, Nevada coming to the blue, maybe big noon kickoff, and again, if that's what Boise
I'm
State
not going to
needs.
speak about any of that crap. I'm just going to say Choate will have his guys ready to play.
And you know what though, and
that's why.
And
because
maybe
he
that
thought he deserved the job.
And maybe that's we just talked about this, but every week, like maybe it was Marquez Cooper this week. Maybe it's something like maybe next week Spencer says, "Oh, this guy thinks he should have got it over me. They're going to come in fired up. Let's kick their ass, whatever." Like at this point in the season, do you need something, right? If you're Boise State to keep firing you up every week?
Oh, I don't. I think
they don't.
No,
but I would.
Yeah, I would too. But I would separate myself from Spencer because that was a no-brainer.
Sure.
You went undefeated.
Sure.
I think if you go back to when Andy got hired and that's when Choate thought he should deserve the job, I would dig everything up. I would start faking stuff, saying, "Oh yeah, they thought that you guys in Boise pillage." Yeah, great. We pillage. I would make up everything underneath the sun. And it's not for Boise's proved it. Spencer and the staff do a great job of just like, next is next. Who gives a crap who we're playing? Next is next. And you know what? We're going to go beat them by 50. And if you have that mindset, you
That's
don't need to do the fake.
Right? Like
you don't
Boise,
need to do that fake.
Boise
shit.
knows, like, they're going to get the best from everybody. Doesn't matter. Tonight, for example, like, there were a million things like blah, blah, blah. The one by 40.
Yeah, I would say the difference right now, Rid, is, and you know this just as well as I do, emotion is a big part of this game. When you have an emotional aspect or emotional invest in the game,
that's what I'm saying.
Choate is very good at that.
Oh, yeah.
And he will put an emotional aspect into this game that those players that love him will absolutely.
And I would assume
now they are 3-6 and they're 0-3 in Mountain West play. But I mean, the 3 wins is already over the total. A lot of people thought they would be at this year. They do play Colorado State at 6:00. So we'll see what they can do against Colorado State tomorrow. Nevada plays Colorado State tomorrow.
Colorado State sucks.
It's only Friday.
I hate Colorado State.
Any final thoughts?
Colorado State sucked.
Kent, they kind of did what you thought they would. They won pretty handily. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought this was an unbelievable sustaining performance. Like
start to finish, it really was.
Yeah. No, I thought they did what they would do, and I know that sounds stupid.
No, we went in. I mean, we said it
That's
this morning.
like saying BJ says third down's important in a game.
Yeah, but
they were tonight, Brad. They were tonight.
Touche.
Your final thoughts here, Brad.
And they would be tomorrow.
Big win for Boise State. The train keeps rolling towards the CFP spot, towards hosting a championship game.
I don't know if we're going to host a championship game, but
the Mountain West Championship should be here.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
UNLV should be the next tough game. But, keep winning.
Yeah, I agree. But tonight, I mean, it's a San Diego State team that just wasn't telling enough. Now, are they going to cause problems in the future? Maybe. But it's just not a team that's telling enough to come into the blue and win. That's what I think. I think it's a team. It's the second week in a row, guys, that the quarterback has taken over the game.
Yeah,
and you need that. It's just another facet of, hey, you can stop the running back all you want, but we actually have a quarterback, and that's important for just the football program.
Yeah,
to be quite honest with you. And I'll tell you this right now. They got an extra day, right? And Rid, you mentioned that this morning. They have an extra day. Let the kids rest.
So they'll take Saturday and Sunday off and get back at school. They typically take Sunday off and start Monday. So will they just give them the extra day tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah. I would say one of the 2 days they'll have off.
Yeah, but you can buy an extra day.
Sure.
So I would take tomorrow off and bring them in on Sunday.
Okay.
But I think it's a dominating win, and it's another win that they can put on the resume and move on. But I also think that they have proved another facet of their offense.
Yeah,
defense speaks for what it is.
Sure.
I mean, we're not talking about explosive plays anymore, are we?
No, and there's not too many people at this point that can really bash on Maddux Madsen.
No.
I mean, 24 of 32, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
You can find the one.
Anybody's talking about quarterback is totally misguided.
And I'll give you guys both credit. Like you guys, even earlier in the season, when a lot of fans were calling for changes or this ain't it, like you guys both said he's the best option right now, and he's proven to be it. And all the talk wants to be on Ashton Jeanty, but Maddux Madsen's like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm not half bad either. And
the kid's a good football player, and I believe that he's the best option. But
the better they run the ball,
sure,
the easier it is to play quarterback.
Well, again, 24 of 32 for Maddux Madsen. Ashton Jeanty also 31 carries, the third straight game, then he goes over 30 carries, but he finishes with 149 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. And again, Boise State 56-24. They take down San Diego State. The Broncos now 7-1. They got 4 games left in the regular season here. They will host Nevada next week. We'll find out either late tomorrow night or Sunday when that game's going to be. My understanding is, like I said, there's a decent chance that could be the big noon kickoff game on Sunday or Saturday next week in the morning. So we'll find that out next week. But again, thanks to Brad, thanks to Kent, thanks to Jaden. Been a long day, fun day.
Thanks to
Circa. Appreciate Barry and everybody here at the James as well for taking care of them.
Big shout out to Circa. Those guys are freaking awesome.
They're probably still airborne. I'm sure you want me to check their flight. You said
you're stalker.
You want to know where they're at?
Yeah.
But no. Again,
thanks to Barry at the James that put it all together.
Yep. But it was a great time out there on the patio, getting to talk to you, a lot of guys, and hang out, and just one of those kind of unique days. And people were during the game tweeting at me, "Are you okay? You're not tweeting." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm with these guys."
Come down to the James.
Yeah,
we got more seating up here than we've ever had. But
how's that roof?
Get out here.
It was fun.
How's that roof? Is that roof doing good in your house?
Oh, it is. Signature Roofing. Shout out. Great time. Yes.
Joa.
Yes, Joel, the whole crew over there, we appreciate them. But we'll be back Monday morning.
Sell the house.
Mike Prater, no, not anytime soon. Monday morning, I'll be with Mike Prater. We'll talk about this game. We'll look ahead to the CFP rankings on Tuesday. But we appreciate Brad, Kent, the whole crew. Again, Jaden doing a great job behind the scenes for us as well. If you came down to the James, we appreciate you. Hope you had a great time. Thanks again to the Circuit crew. Awesome day here. And again, it culminates with Boise State winning 56-24 over San Diego State. The Broncos remain undefeated in Mountain West play. They're 7-1 on the season. And again, a lot of fun times ahead here. First basketball game, by the way, is Wednesday next week as well. So we got football, we got basketball, we got a lot going on. Appreciate all you guys for checking us out. Subscribe if you can, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com.